This is kind of like what you should be looking to do if you don't know where to place util or how to place utils or traps or anything. This is kind of just a little guide touching up of that, like how to make sure you are playing off of it. So let's say you're on defense, they're pushing east, right? And you want to know where they're coming from. Maybe you started by playing over here, because typically you'll have like an Azami try and hold this and have help from here, then the guy break. So maybe you have help from that. But you would put like, let's say you had barbed wire. You could put one. This is bad. This is like too little too late. If you are holding on the stairs, obviously you're gonna get killed way before this barbed wire hits you. Barbed wire here on this specific is kind of like a bad example because this whole stairs is open. But if you move it this way, there's a lot more likely chance that they have to hit it before getting an angle on you, which would help you then play off of it. If you're like an Azami up here or something, you could tuck way closer and then they would have to hit the barbed wire to peek you. So that's an option. Let's say you aren't trying to play east, you give it up, you have someone holding right over here. I just got fried through the hatch. That's awkward. I actually beamed me too. Like I didn't have this bullet. Anyways, let's say you have someone playing with a shotgun on this wall. Obviously, it's going to be really easy for them to know if anyone's walking on them here. It's really easy for them to contest them. However, what they would have to watch out for is someone walking on their hall. Let's say this person and your security player, your break and security player have fallen off and someone's walking on your hall, but you still want to try and contest this. Where would you place your barbed wire? If you place it here, sure, no one's going to be able to walk in on you, but the second you peek, you're already dead. So what you could do is if you want to know if they're pushing from east side, you could put it here. The reason why you wouldn't put it at one of these doors is because they could come from anywhere. So if you put your barbed wire in this area, that only covers this. They could come from the stairs or they could just walk across from here. But if you put it here, then the only way they're pressuring the door is one, if they go like all the way around. But then they're not pressuring your east. So they just would have to give up east. But if you put it here, this is kind of where they have to funnel through. Or they'd have to funnel straight to you with the shotgun. Those are their options. But this would be like they hit this, they melee it or whatever. Then you would know that they're playing at the door at top east, and you could react off of that. If someone comes over here and punches the barbed wire, then you could tell your break or your security player, hey, they hit the barbed wire top east, and they can come over here and try and figure out where they're going and what they're doing. So makes it really easy for you to play off of it. Let's say you want barbed wire for your stairs. Then this right here is horrible. Just make sure I'm not gonna get fried. Pretty good. This barbed wire is horrible. They can sit right here, they can clear it, they can wait a little bit, and then once it's cleared, they kind of just walk up for free and it's not contested. But also, if you put it here, this is too little too late. They are already at the top of the stairs, they are already able to just see into break there, they're already able to just push up a little bit here. They can already watch that. They can come over here and watch the door. So what you do is you put your barbed wire in the middle, because in order for them to hit it, they don't just get to walk up the whole stairs for free, but they also can't melee it from cover. So if you have someone playing in sight, you have someone playing in security, and someone goes up and they hit the barbed wire, it is really easy for you to react for that. And if they're on the stairs when they punch the barbed wire, like if I don't want to break it, but let's say I punch the barbed wire and someone swings me, I have no cover. I have nowhere to go. That's a free kill for them. So you just place it where it is most inconvenient for them and where it benefits you the most. And you should really be thinking about that. Things like thorns and Ela gadgets, place them high, place them again in like central areas. So if you had like an Ela and you want to know if they're pushing this, then you place it right up here. Again, because this is where they're going to funnel through if they're trying to take offices. Either that, they go straight to your player with the shotgun. So like if you had an Ela that gave up east You'd put one LMine here for when you back up, they know if they're coming through the hallway. You could put one up here in this corner, so if you're playing in this area and they walk in, you know if they go to that balcony, or if they go to jump in the window, you know. You place it high, so it's harder for them to find, harder for them to clear. You could put one right up here above these doorways. Pretty bad. Most of the time, both of them get opened up, and then obviously if they see if they get shot off, so ignore that. But you could place them high in this area, or like high up here. Reason being, really hard to get an angle on that. And from over here, you can't really see that area. You'd have to get really low. This kind of blocks most of it. They're not going to really just be sitting here looking up at that. So just like hide your gadget. And I guess this is for offense, but the same thing applies for something like a Nomad, right? If you want top east control and you don't want to worry about someone going through the flank over here, right? Let's say you're working offices and you're worried about someone either wrapping around break to you, or you're worried about someone like jumping this window, walking through this rotate, or the stairs. You got to place your Nomad. You don't want to just like Nomad. That is like way too many Nomads for this. So what you want to do, again, place your Nomad somewhere like right here. That way, if they go around, maybe they don't have this rotate. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. They don't have the rotate. They're not trying to contest east, so they don't have this rotate here. But also, if we're doing an office take, this is what we normally do. You jump in here. What do you Nomad off? Well, you Nomad off the doorway because they have to funnel through it. You're not going to send your Nomad, or you could put it farther here, but you got to be careful of them like shooting it from here. So I like just putting it on the doorway. They have to actually walk in. They're going to get hit by it. It's just like guaranteed safe spot to put it. But once you take sight and you get the plant off, let's say you plant all the way over there or something, you're playing this area, you're going to know if anyone hits that Nomad. And then you can react off of it again. They're not going to hit it, and you're like, oh, they're over there. Now what? You are going to get the kill off of a Nomad that's placed there if you're playing in this site and you have control of it. So just like be thinking of how that works. If you just want control of top east, that is like your whole concern. Send one deep over here. Blocks off both the doors. You can put one right here in the center. This would give you the best chance at an audio call because anyone wrapping around over here, it's probably going to miss that or get hit by it. They'd have to get hit by it. And when you're coming up the stairs, it would be easy for them to miss that and then get sent flying over here. Anyone even wrapping around this direction, if you like tuck it in between these metal beams, might have a hard time seeing it. They might hit it. So this is like a very one and done central location. You just got to think, maybe you put it high. Maybe you tuck it high on this. You just got to think of like, try and hide it, but in an area that it would still hit them when they like funnel through. Think about how they funnel, where they're most likely to flank from, and then hide it in that area, basically is what I'm trying to say. You got a lot of options. There's no like specific way you have to do it, but just be thinking about that. Ideally, you find a spot that like one Nomad covers all, because using Nomads for site executes is really good. So let's say Nomad places one here, you get your one on the office door for anyone trying to wrap around from that side of the map. That's obviously two. It's fine though. That covers literally anyone flanking you from either side of the map. So two there is perfectly fine. That still leaves you one Nomad to just cut sight in half. If you put a Nomad here and you have a plant over here, and anyone playing in this bomb site is either going to have to make a rotate around, which you have other Nomads for, or they're just going to have to walk through and hit it. So you just cut the bomb site in half with your Nomad. And I feel like a lot of the times with how we're pushing, we're using all of them for flank, and then we leave none left for like an actual site execute. But if you're going for a plan and like either of these, you want that Nomad to cut it off. You want to make them have to try and just like figure out a way to contest it from far. You don't want them to just be able to run in and then gun you. So try and use as little Nomads as you can, so you can try and just like isolate or protect your bomb player, like isolate site. Ideally, you have at least one for site. If you cut bomb in site and still have one left over, then you can put it somewhere for like the bomb plant. You can put it like tucked behind this. If bomb's planted in this area, then sends them flying into this lane. You get a free kill from all the way down the rear highway. So I don't know, it's just something to think about. And deployable shields, I'll touch up on it. I don't have a deployable shield, but let's say I want a deployable shield in this site to contest this area, so I have more cover to play off of. This shield, putting it in a doorway is horrible. You never, ever, ever want to put a shield in a doorway. The reason being is you are forced to play it and you are forced to die here, or you're at risk of people taking control of the whole map. And then they just walk up and now they're playing off of it. And now it's just their deployable shield that they're using against you, which is horrible. So if you want a deployable shield and you're the person over here, place it back, place it somewhere like right here so you can play back off of it to contest people. And if the attackers are like pushing in, it's like they have no way of using that deployable shield against you to take site. If you want it more for the door, then place it back on the door and watch this and play off of it from here. You can tuck and you have cover. If you walk out, you can play off of your deployable shield. So it's just like, play smart with your deployable shields. Again, like you're not going to put your deployable shield like right here, because if they walk in, just walk up, this is covered. This, like a deployable shield diagonally is going to block all of them right here, and they can just kind of just walk in. They could even use it to plant on. So like if you want a deployable shield to contest this area, because obviously this is open up, maybe you don't feel safe, back it up, put it here. You can even back it up farther and put it back here. So you can kind of like dance this way, watch something like this in front of it, come back, play off of it behind it. Maybe you get a nice pixel between the two to hold with like the shotgun or a DMR or something. But never place it, like if you were to place a deployable shield right here, you'd be like, oh, they have to vault it to get it. No, they don't. They cut sight in half off of your deployable shield, and now no matter which site they're executing on, if someone's sitting on this, they can't get through without having to take a gunfight on someone on your deployable shield. That is like the biggest thing, and people are saying, what about frost deployable shield? You want to put your frost map behind the deployable shield? Don't do that. Don't. It's not worth it. If they say a frost and they see a deployable shield in a doorway and they are like even half sentient, 20% sentient, they're gonna assume there's a frost trap on the other end of it. Like it is just way too common of a thing to do. If you're to play a frost here for whatever reason with the deployable, get your vault in. They'll probably know it's there, but they'll have to look down and shoot in order for you to do it, and then you can kind of just play off of that. Tell if you wanted to put a frost trap in here, make them like try and walk to the corner, they can hit this, or they'd have to shoot it. Let's say they're pushing over here, you could hide it behind this, for instance, so when they walk around they have a chance of hitting it. But like the windows over here, your window jump in, I think is a really good spot for a frost trap, again, because they have to look down and shoot it when they jump in. And if you have someone contesting over here, obviously you hear someone jump in and shoot, they're looking down, you get your kill. So like if you're playing off of it in the window, it's worth it. If it's just all the way across the map on some random ass fucking window that no one's holding, then it's such a waste of util to do something like that. Same with goos. Like you could put a goo here if you're contesting this. That's like a really strong thing to do, but like don't just like throw a goo like at the window down there when you're holding upstairs or something. Don't throw like that. Should like something that you can play off your util. It shouldn't just be like, oh, my goo went off over on this half of the map. They could go anywhere from that. You can't really like react to that at all. You just know someone's over there. That's all you know. And then what are they gonna do? They're gonna pull out the goo. They're gonna walk anyway. They have the whole map. They could go literally anywhere, and that's all you know. Now someone's just missing 5 HP. So your goo is completely wasted. Your frost trap's completely wasted. So just be thinking about how you place your util and how you play off of it. Same with Fenrir's. Place them high, kind of like a thorn gadget, and you want to play off of them. So I think we ran this once where we had the Fenrir put it high right here, and they played this area. This isn't correct. It's because I'm doing clear target, whatever this shit's called. This would be head holes normally. But like you would put your Fenrir, or you could do a beeper. You could put either or up here, and then once it goes off, that's your cue to peek. You play off of it. If it goes off, the player in security knows that someone's walking on them over here, and they can react accordingly. They can start looking at the feet holes. So like play off the util, basically. Don't just place random util. Don't place random barbed wire. Barbed wire is so strong if you know how to play off of it. It is one of the best defended utils. Probably after a C4. Maybe deployable in like certain situations, but you should never be like, I know we were doing it on plane and yacht and house maybe or some shit like that, but like those maps suck, so you try and fill in the gaps. We're trying to fill the gaps with deployables for those maps sucking. But if you have a good map with a good size setup, you shouldn't really need a deployable to do something that you're doing. So something like barbed wire to play off of, or a C4 is way better. C4s are like the best things at denying a rush or denying a plant. So C4s are probably the best piece of util for that. Barbed wire is the best place to contest. That is the best piece of util you have to contest an area. So barbed wire is one of the best gadgets. Impacts are nice specifically for just if you're a roamer, because then you're like across the map, everything's soft, you can open up anywhere, anything, and go anywhere. So impacts are good for like your roamer. Maybe a soul is playing under, you throw it up, and then you just have a free kill lined up to shoot through the floor because he's looking for the plant. But that is like pretty much the only use case you'd get out of impacts. Like a sight player having impacts, it's kind of like, what are they going to do with that? I've been running impacts on a zombie because if I'm the zombie player, it helps us set up sight. I can fill in the gaps with an impact to make the rotates that people miss. But ideally, your zombie should be able to get away with barbed wire under besides some like niche situations. Like if you're third floor cafe and you're holding like the end of White Hallway into Cigar, or it's called Pixel. If you're holding Pixel, that little area by bathroom, and you have your cigar lounge and cigar shop castled in between for your mute, and your mute's getting pressured, and your zombie has an impact, and they can run over and then just impact it really quick and help your mute player and catch people off guard. Then for that, it's nice. But besides that, a zombie barbed wire to keep people walking on you is really helpful. Like if they're holding these stairs, again, you get the one that's like right down here. You even like right here in this area, so they kind of have to walk through it to get angles on you. You maybe have a zombie here to like block off lots of lines of sight. You should have like one here and one here to just block off this door, and you're like playing back this area, and then you can save one to like throw here and run across and get out. But if you have like barbed wire, then you can put some over here for you. Reason being is if you're on the stairs and someone's pushing, they have to go through it, and their only bits of cover would be to crouch or prone for you if you were to go take a gunfight off of that. Maybe you have your barbed wire like right here. That way they still have to walk through the door to get the barbed wire, or go through this rotate. Maybe you put it here so they have to like go through the rotate to get to the barbed wire, but then you can play off of that barbed wire in the hall. You know when to swing. They hit the barbed wire, you swing off of it, something like that. Just use your barbed wire and play off of it. Playing off your barbed wire is so strong for holding a push. It really does scare an attacker if you play off of it. If someone sees barbed wire and they know there's no one in the area, they just walk up and melee it. I'm going way too in depth on this. I think you guys get the idea by now, but basically don't waste your util. Be smart how you place it, play off of it. You should always be playing off your util. So, I don't know, hopefully we can start exercising that more. I guess our biggest thing is we have a smoke on a lot of bomb sites. Smoke says barbed wire. Again, a zombie on a lot of barbed sites, you should start taking that. A Rooney can start taking barbed wire if you don't need the bulletproof cam for anything. So that could be something you exercise. Those are like 3 great operators right there that have barbed wire that you could use. Barbed wire, again, is one of the best pieces of utils for you to play off of. So that's just a little touch up on how you do that. This is 20 minutes of me talking about just not even specific Defender gadgets. So my fault.